Good afternoon. Are you keeping up with The Bachelorette? As seen on the most recent season of The Bachelorette, the contestants took part in a fantasy escape to Greece, which is a beautiful peninsula with a chain of islands in the North Mediterranean Sea. Greece is located on the southern edge of Europe and is connected to the majority of Bulgaria, extending down into a bunch of separate islands. Greece is home to a very rich and proud history ranging from the Acropolis Museum in Athens to the gorgeous island of Santorini. The history is what attracts so many tourists to view the incredible structures. For example, the Delphi, a world-renowned religious amphitheater. Today I'd like to share a little bit about the history of Greece, a few popular tourist attractions, and all about what the everyday life was like for the ancient Greeks. First, let's talk briefly about the history of Greece. Greece is full of history, but is most commonly known from the Stone Age, which started around 3500 BC. During the Stone Age is where Greece is founded and many of the islands became inhabited. The Stone Age is where it's a prehistoric time period that most of the weapons and objects they used were made of stone, wood, or bone. According to the ancientgreece.org, author and artist Thomas Sekulis states that the territory that defines modern Greece was the hub of cultural activity since the Stone Age. This means that Greece was created and built upon during the Stone Age. A lot of people added culture and stuff during that time period. Now that I've talked about some history, let's discuss some of the tourist attractions. In Greece, because of the history, there are incredible amounts of century-old temples and ruins that many tourists like to visit. A few of the tourist attractions I will be talking about are the island of Santorini, the Acropolis Museum in Athens, and the Delphi. First, we'll start with the island of Santorini, where the most recent episode of The Bachelorette took place, as I said in my introduction. This is one of the more romantic islands of Greece. There are many boutique hotels that hang off the cliff top towns that overlook the ocean. And located in Santorini is the archaeological site of Akatori. Next is the Acropolis Museum, which is located in Athens. According to planetware.com author Jane Foster, with a BA degree in architecture, the Acropolis Museum is an ultra-modern glass and steel structure with light and airy exhibition spaces, built specifically to display ancient finds from the Acropolis. The museum contains many important structures, such as the Moschophoros, which is the structure of the man with the calf over his shoulders, and Caryatids, which is basically the structure of a woman. The last tourist attraction I'll be talking about is the Delphi, which is actually located in Greece and not on one of the islands. This was once a sacred worshiping ground for the ancient Greeks. According to planetware.com author Jane Foster, with a BA degree in architecture, the Delphi is made up of the crumbling ruins of numerous temples, a theater, and a stadium dating from between the 8th century BC and the 2nd century AD. Now that I've talked a little bit about the historic tourist attractions, let's dig more into the everyday life of the ancient Greeks. Ancient Greeks' everyday life is not much different than our lives today, although there was no advanced technology like there is today. So like kids today, they grow up and they're surrounded by technology such as phones, television, Netflix, all that kind of stuff, whereas back then they had like sticks and stones to play with, they had to actually go outside and throw the ball around, stuff like that. The Greek houses were very small unless they came from a really rich family, and most of the time those houses were made out of mud and clay, and they were very plain unless they were rich. If they were rich, they could decorate the insides of the walls, but not like the houses are today. According to Greek Daily Life from historyforkids.net author Stephen Byrne, the typical Greek would eat a lump of bread dipped in olive oil for breakfast, and the rest of the day would eat variations of grains and fish. Whereas today, we can order a Domino's pizza and have that for lunch. Now that I've talked a little bit about Greece, its history, tourist attractions, and what the everyday life of ancient Greeks was like, Greece is a beautiful country with many beautiful islands extending down from its mainland. The rich history, incredible tourist attractions, and cultural rich ancient Greeks are what make Greece so amazing. Researching and experiencing the different cultures in Greece and around the world will make you a better rounded person and allows for more personal reflection. I hope one day to not just see Greece through the screen, but to go and explore the country myself.